Hi, I'm Bob Coppedge. I'm the CEO of Simplex-IT. I'm also known as the crotchety old geek, which, for reasons you'll find. I'm also a graduate of Hiram College and a member of the alumni board. And the career department has asked some of the alumni to put together a quick video that talked about some advice for upcoming graduates to talk about resumes, what to put on, what to not put on, all that. And here's a couple of things. First of all, I'm old. I know, I look like I'm 20. And that means that the first professional job world has long, long passed me by. And the world is an incredibly different place than it is today. And especially with the whole, pandemic and all that kind of fun stuff going on. So take every piece of advice that I, or honestly anybody gives you, with a grain of salt, because the world is changing, the world is adapting. And the careers that people are entering into now in 2020 are so different and in so many ways so much more complicated and so much more technically oriented than they were 30, 40, 50 years ago. It's a different world out there on many, many levels. So that said, again, I'm Bob Coppedge. I'm the CEO of Simplex-IT down in Stowe. It's about an hour southwest of Hiram. And essentially, Simplex-IT, I started the company in 2007. We're up to about 16, 18 people. We are the IT department for small, medium businesses, or we work with IT departments on a strategic basis. We're up to about, like I said, I've written 3 books now. The third one just came out. They are Amazon bestsellers, which really goes to show you that it is not that big a deal to be an Amazon bestseller. Don't let anybody fool you on that one. And here's the thing. When you're going out for that job, for that professional relationship, and you want to communicate, especially if it's in a piece of paper or your social media, we'll get to that in a minute, there's really 3 things that you want to communicate to that other party, whether you're looking to have a professional relationship as a job, you're looking to work together as freelancers, you're looking to do whatever. And those 3 things are, number 1, what have you done? What's the experience? Usually that question is in a professional manner, but it can be from some hobby or personal manner when that's applicable towards the type of job that you're applying for. So, what have you done? Number 2, what do you know? Now we're talking education. This is where the higher, the degree that you're hopefully getting, any of the education classes, labs, studies, wherever, whatever, what have you learned from those? And there's a difference between what you've learned and what you've done with it. And in some cases, it's I'm book smart but not street smart, or vice versa. And both of those are absolutely fantastic. And both of those can be not enough depending upon the organization and the career that you're looking for. Okay? And then the third one, and this is the one we don't spend enough time on sometimes, who are you? What are your values? What drives you? Are you detail? Are you more big picture? Are you looking for what are the causes that make you do things? And that goes a long way, because that tells people how you would use that experience that you've built, how you would use that knowledge that you have, and how you would look to apply it in terms of what type of career you're looking for, what type of job you would excel at. One size does not fit all. And that's very helpful, because part of the challenge as a potential employer is we've got a culture, and our culture will be toxic to certain people, whereas that same person could go to another organization with a different culture and succeed and thrive. And so we're looking for that cultural mix, and the cultural mix really isn't a what do you know and what have you done. It's a who are you? Okay? So here's the challenge, though, is that depending upon the kind of company you're going for, that company and that career, that job, is going to look at those 3 things in different ways. If they're looking for someone to hit the ground running, I want a technician that can do this, 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 and this, I want to know what you've done. Or a little bit of what you know. The kind of person you are, I want a grunt. I want someone who's going to go do those sort of things. Whereas if it's a smaller organization, you're going to have a bigger impact on culture. So I'm more curious about who you are. I'm more curious about the soft skills, about the people skills, about the whatever. So depending upon the company, depending upon the career, it really there's a nuance that you want to take into account depending upon how you present yourself. Now, this gets into some of the social media stuff. Because if you think that we're not checking you out on social media before we bring you into an interview, and certainly before we offer you a position, you're nuts. You do the same. So be aware of what your social media positions are, what you've got out there, and be a little bit careful. But also, does that represent you? Does that, and especially in today's day and age, we feel, a lot of us, and honestly, this is a lot truer for people my age, I think, we will post stuff on social media that we'd never say face to face. And I think that's dumb and potentially damaging to your career. So look out for that. And for the love of God, do some research. You know, and this is true regardless of the age of the candidate. So this is not a you kids today, yeah. Because honestly, anybody under 50 is a kid as far as I'm concerned at this point. But do the research on the company that you're going to be applying to. Put that in a cover page. Put why they're a good fit for you. You can see from their webpage what they've done, what they know, what kind of company they are. Are they a good fit for your three pieces? And if they are, why? Put that in the cover page. I'll tell you, 80% of the applications I get do not do that very simple thing. And especially since I want someone who's going to bring value to my company, and I want someone who's going to go an extra step or an extra mile without being asked. Oh, that's huge. It doesn't have to be a resume that's customized, although that would be nice too. But the cover letter being customized based on research that you've done for both the job opening as well as the organization, that sings miles about you. Okay? That's pretty much what I would suggest. And if you have any questions, feel free. Absolutely. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, get a LinkedIn profile, because when you're talking about creating business relationships, that's where the action is. Facebook, yeah, absolutely. Facebook's fine. In both cases, be careful about what you post. Assume it's visible. And if you'd like to reach out, Bob Coppedge, I think that's actually Robert Coppedge, Coppedge. And I am going to post this probably publicly as well, just because I post stuff. We've got a YouTube channel with about 180 or so videos. And I hope this has been helpful, and feel free to give me feedback back. So, Bob Coppedge, also known as the Crotchio Geek, and a terrier. Yay.